Well, there are more than 20 million Americans suffering with thyroid disorders, and most of them are just trying to manage symptoms. But what if you didn't have to? So whether it's brain fog, hair loss, weight gain, thyroid disorders damage both your body and mind. And what makes matters worse is the strategies that are being used don't get to the root cause or solve the problem. In this video, I'm going to show you the 4 science-backed steps that I use in my clinic every day to actually solve the root causes of thyroid problems. And if you stick to the end, I'm going to show you the lab test that I use with my clients every day, and I've used myself to truly identify the missing pieces. Now, here's the first thing that nobody tells you, is thyroid disorders are actually an autoimmune problem. Really, what this means is your immune system is attacking your thyroid. Your thyroid isn't the problem at all. It's your immune system. And most people don't realize that they're actually chasing a symptom and not the cause. So you've probably heard that taking synthetic medications like levothyroxine is the only solution. But unfortunately, those don't stop the immune attack, your immune system's attack on your thyroid, and your thyroid continuously gets damaged. Now, your thyroid doesn't only get damaged. You see, the thyroid is like a muscle. If it's not being stimulated by the brain, it starts to shrink. And if you're adding external hormone into the body, like levothyroxine or whatever medication, the brain doesn't stimulate the thyroid and it actually shrinks because there is hormone in the body. So then what happens if this is the only model? There tends to be permanent dependency on these medications. So the real fix? Turn off the autoimmune attack. And yes, it is possible. And here's how. So the first thing you want to do is identify and eliminate food triggers. Now, this is the first step that I did with my thyroid disorder. So there's 3 major foods. The first one is gluten. The second is dairy and processed foods. Now, this isn't easy, but if you can remove those from your diet, most people, like myself, have experienced major symptom relief. The second thing you want to do is heal your gut. Now, there's a lot of evidence and support with digestive disorders like leaky gut turning on autoimmune disorders like this thyroid autoimmunity, as well as amplifying it. So some simple things that I recommend my patients to do to overcome these digestive disorders is start eating some fermented food. Things like kimchi, kefir, even olives can be pretty powerful. Sauerkraut, a little bit twice a day. In addition to that, bone broth can be very powerful at healing the intestinal wall, one of the mechanisms of leaky gut. I recommend half a cup of bone broth to even 2 cups of bone broth per day. So the third thing you want to do is manage stress. Now, we all have some stress. However, chronic stress is a bad thing, and it amplifies any existing autoimmunity. So there's a few simple strategies that you can do to reduce your stress load, and these are non-negotiables. One thing you want to do is you want to start sleeping. Now, sleeping is complex. I work with all of my patients on sleep hygiene strategies. There's going to be a link below to a video where you can learn about sleep hygiene strategies, but it can be a game changer. The next thing to improve stress or to reduce the effects of stress is to practice breathing exercises. Now, simple thing about breathing is we start to have shallow, slow breaths in the time of stress. And you can practice this and taking deep, slower breaths. Now, the best breathing is belly breathing versus chest breathing. So you want to breathe from your belly and take nice, big, deep, slow breaths. Again, simple, but very powerful. Another thing that many people will do, and it doesn't take much, is practice some mindful meditation. It only takes a few minutes, a couple times a day, to break yourself from the ongoing stress responses. So all of these are relatively simple, but can have a profound impact on stress responses. Now, the fourth thing you want to do is you want to replace missing nutrients. Now, what happens with these nutrients is they become deficient with thyroid disorders, and once they become deficient, thyroid disorders amplify. It'll make your thyroid worse. So a common one is vitamin D. You want vitamin D, D3 with K2. K2 increases the absorption of vitamin D significantly, so it's far superior than just vitamin D3. About 4,000 to 5,000 international units per day. The next thing is selenium, and I recommend selenium about 100 micrograms per day. And then there is zinc. But the thing about zinc, zinc's a little bit of a wild card, because if you take zinc, you suppress your copper levels. Copper levels go down and then there's more problems. And if you take copper, it suppresses your zinc levels. So what you want to do is get a product that has zinc and copper together. Now I recommend about 25 milligrams of zinc per day with about 1 milligram of copper. And if you can do all of these, which are very simple, they can have a significant impact on thyroid function. So regarding blood tests, the standard thyroid tests that are done are maybe 1 to 3 tests. And there's actually 12 of the thyroid tests. So many people come to my office and they have been diagnosed with a thyroid disorder, and they actually don't have a thyroid disorder because we do the testing, or they haven't been diagnosed with a thyroid disorder and they actually have a thyroid disorder. So these tests, there's quite a few of them, and I run them on all of my clients, and we find things that have never been found before. So I have a video on this in the description, and I get into this much more detailed, the depths of thyroid and all these thyroid tests, but this is the entire list. So each of these steps are not a quick fix, but if you do them together, you can actually get your immune system to back off from your thyroid and preserve it and improve the function permanently. So you don't have to live in survival mode. You can actually fix your thyroid, get your energy to improve, reduce weight, improve hair and brain function, if you're able to take these small steps, and most importantly, prevent further thyroid damage from your immune system and actually heal it. So if this video inspired you on how to take control of your health, understanding this thyroid autoimmune disorder, and you want a deeper strategy, a step-by-step strategy to diagnose, to understand and control the thyroid disorder, click the next video and I'll walk you through everything.